Hanukkah is the festival of lights, and a new art exhibit is opening in Tel Aviv next week based on illuminated cables. The artist is American-born Debi Oulu, and the solo exhibition entitled Penetration opens at the Tirosh Gallery next Thursday and will run for a month. I spoke to her earlier this week.
There's illuminated cables that is the central focus of each sculpture, and those represent our inner essence, or our soul, if you'll say, and they combine with different objects that have stories. And the stories behind those objects and the visuals that those objects represent combine and intertwine with these illuminated cables to create what I feel is the essence of the person.
Well, how did you come up with this idea of the illuminated ropes, cables?
Lights have always been fascinating. To me, it's always been interesting, the whole connection of people, but I don't really like representing people for the way they look on the external, whether they're large or fat or skinny or what color or what their age is. So I really tried to find materials that to me were very earthly yet beautiful, that could represent the inside of who people are.
Is there something erotic about this art? I mean, the ropes, the name Penetration?
Well, penetration, it is sort of a play on words, but penetration is really to go past something, to get inside. So if you look at the real definition of it, this is what these portraits are. It's going past our outer skin and inside. And yes, there is, some of the pieces are more, may have some parts be more erotic than the other pieces, because some people simply are. That is the essence of who they are, but not all of them.
Well, can you tell me, is there any particular artist or someone that you trained with that had a lot of impact on you?
I would have to say that in one sense, I mean, if you look at Picasso, the way that he would take figures and break them up into different pieces and mix them up so that you didn't know what was up and down and where the noses went is kind of similar in a way to what I'm doing and trying to do. I mean, obviously, I'm not comparing, but I'd have to say I really respect him. And of course, there's Louise Bourgeois, who in the States, a woman who just made outstanding artwork and sculpture that really, to me, I connected very strongly with her work because she was such a different thinker from her time.
Debi, you're part of the contemporary Tel Aviv art world, and you're an immigrant. How much has being an immigrant led to your success here, or impacted?
I don't think it's actually added to my success at all. I mean, I had to get through that barrier. I had to learn the whole culture here. You know, everybody speaks English, so it's not difficult, but I speak Hebrew as well. I don't think it really made a difference.
Well, artists have a lot of medium that they work with. What's your favorite medium?
I don't really have a medium. To me, every material is a language, and each material has its own language, whether it's glass or lights or wood or painting or photography or video. Each one transfers something else, a different message through that medium. So I really don't like to categorize myself.
So we are celebrating the Festival of Lights, Hanukkah, and you have illuminated ropes. Is that connected in some way?
Well, you know, Hanukkah is really one of the main things about Hanukkah. It's getting past the materialism and into the spirituality. And light always represents the spirituality and our desires to be more spiritual and enlightened. So yes, I see a direct correlation.
So Debi, tell us, where is the show opening?
The show is opening in Old Yafo in Galeria Omer Tirosh, which is in Kikar Kedumim. And the opening is Thursday, January 5th, and the show will be open for a whole month. So I'd really like to invite everyone to come and see and be illuminated.
Get to those gasoline pumps soon, because at midnight